10 years ago, a test subject named Ja-Yoon escaped a facility run by an organization, and was found unconscious by a couple. They took her in and treated her wounds, treating her as their own daughter. However, Ja-Yoon seems to have lost her memories from the trauma she's been through. At the present time, Ja-Yoon has grown up to be a fine teenager, who helps her father with his work and takes care of her mother, whose health is slowly deteriorating from dementia. Ja-Yoon herself isn't a healthy girl, having terrible headaches from time to time and also has a weak physique. A doctor has told her that she needs a bone marrow transplant from her biological parents, or else she has months to live. Even after that, she still helps her father take care of his work, even though it's not doing so well. Ja-Yoon is also an honor student in her class, ranking first place in her school. One day, Ja-Yoon's friend Myung-hee recommends her to enroll in an audition for a TV show. The prize for the winner is $500,000, which can easily take care of her father's work and also her mother's medical expenses. Ja-Yoon agrees and joins the audition, receiving the best score because of her singing ability and telekinesis, making a microphone levitate. Her parents see her performance and are worried that she will attract a lot of attention, the bad kind. Ja-Yoon tells them that she'll be okay and calls it a day. The next day, Ja-Yoon and Myung-hee rush over to catch the train to Seoul. Because the TV show called them for a sudden live broadcast, they barely managed to board the train in time and take their seats. After some small talk, a male teenager named Nobleman interrupts them, saying that he knows Ja-Yoon, and he's also one of the test subjects from the organization years ago. However, Ja-Yoon has no memory of him. She's sure that he's mistaken her for the wrong girl. Nobleman excuses himself, telling her that they'll meet again soon. Ja-Yoon and Myung-hee finally arrive at Seoul, and finish their live show successfully, attracting a certain pair of individuals watching the show. Dr. Beck and Mr. Choi, people from the organization which Ja-Yoon ran away from when she was young. They assumed Ja-Yoon wouldn't survive this long and now wants her dead. Afterwards, Ja-Yoon and Myung-hee return back to Ja-Yoon's house. Myung-hee's family comes over too and they have a good time together. In the evening, on the other hand, Nobleman's group of test subjects commits murder of a gene researcher's family, and burns their house down. They do this because the researcher has a hidden agenda while working for the organization. With his telekinesis, Nobleman controls the researcher's guard's gun, and forces him to shoot himself to death. The next evening, Ja-Yoon's family and Myung-hee have dinner together at Ja-Yoon's house. Her mother's conditions have worsened, unable to recognize Ja-Yoon any longer, and wondering who she is. Her father takes her back to their room to try and calm her down. They go to sleep after, but Ja-Yoon wakes up because of her massive headache. At the same time, a group of men has managed to barge into her house, and hold her parents at gunpoint. Ja-Yoon gets out of her room, and is immediately greeted by a gun to her head. Her friend is also held with a knife pointing at her neck. The leader taunts Ja-Yoon, but she is still clueless. Then, as if entering a trance, Ja-Yoon quickly dispatches the group of men with superhuman strength and speed. She snatches a man's gun, and shoots every single lackey on the head with pinpoint precision. Afterwards, Ja-Yoon shoves the leader to the wall and grabs him by the neck, another few punches to his face, and she tops it off with a bullet to his head, finishing him off. Ja-Yoon's bloodbath is done and she's come back to her senses, but her friend is now scared of her, keeping a distance between them. Suddenly, Nobleman appears, applauding Ja-Yoon for what she has done. However, Ja-Yoon is still clueless after her trance, not knowing how she even did that. Nobleman has knocked out her family, but promises to not kill them and also help her get her memories back, as long as she comes with his group. Ja-Yoon accepts his offer, parting ways with her friend. They then drive to the facility Ja-Yoon escaped from years ago. Ja-Yoon is taken inside and then strapped to a chair in a room with only a guard inside. A voice calls for her, welcoming her back. The voice belongs to Dr. Beck, an expert neurologist that has genetically engineered brains in the past, including Ja-Yoon's. She explains that Ja-Yoon's memories must have disappeared, because of the trauma she's experienced. A vial of serum is injected to Ja-Yoon, causing the memories of her dark past to start returning. The injection also causes Ja-Yoon to experience pain all over her body, her mouth coughing blood out. Nobleman, who's in another room watching Ja-Yoon's development, senses that something is wrong. Things are going too smoothly. Dr. Beck then continues to explain that Ja-Yoon is special. She is the perfection that Dr. Beck has always dreamt of. Young Ja-Yoon's telekinesis could stop an arrow from piercing her head, blindfolded. She could deconstruct and reconstruct a cube. Her generation was such a success that the organization was scared of her, and ordered the doctor to decommission her generation, fearing that there was no way to control them. She had heightened physicality and violent nature, because of her perfectly engineered genes, and also nurtured with violence, easily standing her ground alone against a pack of aggressive animals. She could learn a new language just by listening to it once. Her intelligence is on another level. Ja-Yoon was a monster, outclassing the other test subjects of her generation. The second serum vial is then injected into Ja-Yoon. With this, the pain stops. Dr. Beck is happy with how well this is going, but Ja-Yoon wipes that smile off her face. It turns out that Ja-yoon has been planning this from the very beginning. She has never lost her memories and was merely pretending to be clueless and weak. Ja-yoon used her powers on the microphone, causing some devices on the facility to malfunction. She breaks free from her restraint, smashing the guard's head to the wall, killing him instantly. She takes the guard's pistol and aims it right at Dr. Beck, but she is protected behind the bulletproof mirror. Ja-yoon's room is then filled with gas in an attempt to contain her, but she manages to shoot the sprinklers. As the gas fades, Ja-yoon is nowhere to be seen, but a hole at the ceiling appears. Ja-yoon manages to shoot the guards through the ceiling, before dropping down right behind Dr. Beck, pointing the gun at her. Ja-yoon then starts explaining her plan, deliberately using telekinesis on live television to attract the organization's attention. She needed the serum as soon as possible, and was happy when noblemen showed up on the train. She knew her plan worked and her sickness would be cured very soon. Ja-yoon then shoots Dr. Beck on the leg, because she demands more serum vials, since a dose will only work for a month. Elsewhere, Nobleman's group is on the move to try and subdue Ja-yoon. Suddenly, Mr. Choi and his group of guards barges in the facility, gunning down one of Nobleman's lackeys. Another lackey shows off his superhuman strength, ripping a metal door out and throwing it right at the group of guards, dealing massive damage. Nobleman runs off after Ja-yoon, and Mr. Choi follows after him. Mr. Choi's group wins the fight against Nobleman's lackeys, having the upper hand in numbers. But a girl shows up, using her daggers and telekinesis to make quick work of Mr. Choi's group. She follows Nobleman and Mr. Choi after. Nobleman finally encounters Ja-yoon dragging Dr. Beck with her. He starts off with a sudden shove onto Ja-yoon, destroying the concrete wall. Ja-yoon, however, seems to feel nothing from his attack. She disappears in a blink of an eye, appearing behind Nobleman, and smashing his head onto the door. Nobleman tries to punch her, but his attack is too slow, easily guarded by Ja-yoon. She throws him at the wall, but Nobleman does the same, grabbing her leg and smashing the wall with her body. Ja-yoon seems to be enjoying this fight, evading Nobleman's attacks which easily made dents on the concrete. Nobleman manages to break Ja-yoon's elbow, but Ja-yoon keeps evading his attacks, and shoves him away to the door. She then readjusts her arm like it was nothing, showing that she can easily regenerate her injuries as well. In the midst of the chaos, the crippled Dr. Beck tries to escape from the hallway, but Ja-yoon grabs a pistol, and shoots her leg once more. She's not giving her any chance to escape. A gunfight then breaks out between Nobleman and Ja-yoon. The two of them also use their telekinetic abilities to their advantage. Nobleman manages to shoot Ja-yoon's hand, but the wound is easily regenerated, ultimately leading to Ja-yoon's victory as she manages to grab him. As Ja-yoon corners Nobleman, Mr. Choi makes an appearance, shooting a few bullets onto Ja-yoon's body to cripple her. Dr. Beck is relieved to see a colleague appear to help, but the girl arrives and puts a dagger by her neck. Mr. Choi shoots the girl off the doctor, but then shoots at the doctor too because of her betrayal for keeping Ja-yoon alive. Dr. Beck dies, but the girl is still alive. She tries to stab Mr. Choi with her dagger, but he manages to guard it and throws the girl away from him. As he turns to go for the kill on Ja-yoon, he sees that Nobleman is the only one sitting there now. Ja-yoon appears behind him, kicks him right at the back. Choi tries to grab her by the neck, but Ja-yoon's arm strength manages to grab his arm off her. Ja-yoon kicks his leg, dropping him down to his knees, and cracks his neck with no hesitation. Nobleman is up on his feet again, showing Ja-yoon something in his possession, a vial of the serum. As Ja-yoon asks him where the other vials are, the girl stands back up, creeping behind Ja-yoon. The girl manages to stab her with her dagger, but Ja-yoon is just too strong. She grabs the girl's face, crushing her head mercilessly. Behind Ja-yoon, Nobleman points his gun at her head and tries to shoot, but her telekinesis manages to stop him. He isn't able to pull the trigger. Ja-yoon breaks Nobleman's elbow, and stabs his neck using the girl's dagger, ending the night of carnage with a shot to his head. After acquiring the briefcase of serum vials, Ja-yoon escapes the facility and burns the building down. In the end, Ja-yoon drives off to the hospital to see her parents. Her mother is lying unconscious on the hospital bed with her father beside her. Ja-yoon takes 2 vials and gives him the rest, telling him to inject it into her mother every month, so her condition doesn't worsen. Her father then explains that he had always wished he could send her away somewhere, because he was scared of her, but her mother had always stopped him, choosing to instead take care of Ja-yoon and give her love. After the somber reunion, she parts ways with her family, and also says goodbye to her friend, who's in the hospital. 3 months later, Ja-yoon arrives at the home of Dr. Beck's twin sister, entering her house without any of the guards realizing that she has trespassed. She shows her a bag full of serum vials, which she has managed to ransack beforehand from many facilities across the globe. Ja-yoon demands something more permanent from her. Suddenly, a mysterious young woman with scars on her face then approaches Ja-yoon, with Ja-yoon threatening to kill her if she even tries to touch her. And this movie in here. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the film in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and also watch some of our other videos. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more movie recaps.